Alright guys, Carl from the Stogie Lads here, back with another Cuban cigar review. This time we have a very low profile one from one of my favorite brands, H. Upmann. This is the H. Upmann Epicures. So as you can see, it's quite the small cigar. It's very snowy and cold here in Stockholm, so a nice winter stick. This is a 35 ring gauge only, so very slim one by 110 millimeters. It's a very unknown, sort of under the radar cigar. I haven't seen pretty much this around on Instagram ever. There's like no YouTube reviews of it at all, barely, so I thought, why not? Not sure how long of a smoke this will be. Maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll see. Very nice light Cuban hay aroma only off the wrapper. It's actually a very nice looking wrapper for a Cuban cigar, especially of this size. It is completely hand rolled, long filler, all that stuff obviously. So yeah, we'll see how long this cigar lasts. We'll see what kind of flavors it delivers. If it's worth it at all, I'll let you guys all know that when I go outside and light it up. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, so a quick light up, as you can imagine, with such a small ring gauge cigar. This stick was provided to us by our affiliated retailer here in Sweden, Tabacero.se. Great delivery as always. The cigar is very light, surprisingly light for an Upmann. The finish is pretty much non-existent. It doesn't really taste all that much of tobacco even. Like, it's not, there's zero Cuban twang on this, surprisingly. There's like this black tea sort of note. This sort of herbal, dark black tea note that is very surprising for a Cuban. And then there's this like lingering black pepper in the back of the throat. I've only been smoking for about 5 minutes and it's burning fast, and I'm not even like puffing like crazy. It's very, very light, quite bitter, and there's almost a sour acidity to it. It's not delivering, wonderful notes so far, I have to be honest. It is really burning so fast. Every time I take a puff, it burns. I'm imagining that I'll probably just do this in 2 parts, so I'll get back to you by the end. But so far, the finish is so short. I mean, and the smoke is so light. It's not creamy at all, and the finish almost disappears, and the only thing that's left right now is a little tingle of black pepper. Very strange cigar. I've never really experienced a Cuban like this. But I'll be back to you by the end and give some final thoughts, and we'll see how this cigar ends up performing by the end. Alright, so actually quick update just halfway around here. This is a funny one because this is a very, very strange Cuban cigar, as it's burning flawlessly. I've had 0 issues with it. The draw is spot on, all that stuff. But the flavor isn't there. It's just not good. This is, I don't usually say this about cigars, but this is not a good cigar. That herbal black tea note has sort of disappeared now. It's just bitter and has like a little tinge of earth here, but not much more than that. It's very light. There's barely, as I said, any finish. It's pretty much non-existent, and there's just a tiny bit of black pepper still in the back of the throat. Pretty dry as well. But as you can see, copious amounts of smoke. It's smoking perfectly, construction-wise, but not flavor-wise. Very, very strange for a Cuban, and I usually love Upmann. But just for the price, this is about $5 here. For just like $1 more or half a dollar, you can get a much bigger like H. Upmann Majestics. You can get a Romeo Julieta Mille Fleurs. You can get so many decent, like much bigger, much more flavorful, complex cigars. I just don't really see why this exists. But this has been around forever, way before the revolution. Upmann have been making these Epicures, so I don't know. We'll see if this is just a dud. Maybe this is a dud. I have 1 more cigar in my humidor, and hopefully this one's just a dud. But I'll get back to you in the end and give my final thoughts. Hopefully it gets a little bit better. Alright, so coming up towards the end here, this is going to end up being like a 30-minute long smoke, actually surprisingly long for this size, at a nice casual pace. But as I hinted on in the last update, this is a pretty bad cigar, and I never say that really. Score-wise, I'll end up giving this a 65. That's by far the lowest. I just didn't really enjoy much of it at all. The only good things I can say about this was the construction, which was impeccable, surprisingly. And I kind of like the format for like a casual coffee early days cigar size, but just this one isn't good. I think for that price, please just get yourself an H. Upmann Majestics, en Oriente Palmas Extra, Romeo Julieta or Pythagoras Millefleur, any of those like more complex, bigger cigars. This is just not worth it. I can't recommend this to anyone, unless this was a dud. Well, I guess we'll see. But yeah, not good. A lot of bitterness, a lot of acidity. Not much more than that. I got like on 2 puffs a caramel flavor, but even that just disappeared. There's barely any flavor, and the flavor that's there is just kind of harsh. So yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up. I don't even know what more to say. I hope you enjoyed this review. I didn't really enjoy the cigar, but I enjoyed making the review at least. I'll finish this up. You can find all our links, everything in the description. stogielads.com is our website. You can check out all the stuff we do, our podcast and our Instagram and all that stuff. But hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Cheers, guys.